Yeah, no beers for you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another 42 News. This is your weekly news, rounding up all the video game news for the week with myself, Ali, and here with me as always,
the king of the apple juice, Mr. Andy Urquhart.
I wouldn't call you king of apple juice by any means. But yeah, sure. So yes, hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's as #Ps3 excited as I am, because this is Ps3 times. And before we kick off the video game news, some exciting news you've probably already seen on Twitter from ourselves. 42 Level 1 will indeed be attending E3 as media for the first time ever in history. So yes, so our E3, we get even more pre-3 because ours kicks off on Monday as we get access from then, and we will be able to cover as much as possible outside of NDAs, of course. So hopefully we'll be able to give you guys throughout next week a good look at all the things there. I'm really chuffed that we got accepted. We've covered EGX before, previously for All Games. Obviously we left All Games, so this is our first event, and what an event to attend as our first one as solo artists, group artists. We're not really solo artists. As a two-man band.
We are Jedward.
As a two-man band.
we are Jedward.
Yeah, but no, I was really chuffed. I'm even more excited. Like, as you could probably tell, Get About Thursdays was changed for Ali's Pre-3 hype extravaganza, which I think sealed the deal because the acceptance only came through today after that went live. So yeah, that's cool. I'm really happy for that. Obviously, this is the first time outside of using someone else's credentials. We used our own. We're getting there. We've got invites as media to the biggest gaming event of the year outside of the Game Awards. But yes, E3. I'm very hyped. I'm going to chance the Game Awards as well. I'm going to see what happens. But yes, I'm very excited too, because we might get some exclusives, we might get some scoops. Alistair, I'm just going to practice Alistair Kennedy speaking on behalf of 42 Level 1 with my question, and they'll be like, go ahead, and I'll be like, thank you. That's how it'll go.
What we ask?
Is that how you would type a date, or like?
that's the burning question, right? How do you put a date in?
Actually,
how do you type a date? Do you include the 0 or do you not? When
E3 get back to me, they actually said keep the date that way because that's the correct way. So I went, okay, thank goodness. But yes, we will see. We'll see what we're able to attend, who we're able to speak to, and hopefully we get some cool stuff out of it. That would be awesome for you guys going through next week leading up to E3. Who knows, it could all be embargoed until E3. It could just be a advanced look at what's happening, a bit more in-depth show schedules, and then we get more in-depth access as it goes into E3 weekend and beyond. So I'm more than happy, man. This is the equivalent of them in a normal year going, here's your tickets. That's what this is, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, yep, very happy for us. So yes.
Well, even more so than that. Like, this is press. This is different. Like, if it was just tickets you were getting, that's just like the fan zone type stuff. Like,
of course.
It's a press one.
Of course, so this is
better.
Yeah, we had them for EGX, and that was via All Games though, because we're covering when we were over there doing our thing. But obviously, as you know, we parted ways last year due to the new direction, One Direction, and I'm glad because I feel like we've accomplished this off our own backs. Mostly me with my date, I think, was what sold it, and the Pre-3, mate. Pre-3 is out there. Pre-3 is hype. Pre-3 is.
I'll give you the Pre-3. Fuck your date.
But anyway, yes, I'm even more excited because do you know this couldn't have came at a better time. We weren't expecting press credentials or anything this year yet. Obviously, down the line once we started writing more and things, but we're now in the influencer sphere of YouTube, and yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm excited. So I hope we get some good coverage. I hope we get some outside stuff and things that we can report to you. And I don't know, you'll see it live, you'll get to experience it with us, our lovely viewers. But yes, anyway, on to this week's video game news, and there's been plenty happening, not tons, because obviously this is Pre-3 week and this is all about hype, rumours, speculation and leaks. But Andy, what has been happening in the old ass regular outside of E3 news? The pre-3 news.
It's like the swell before the storm, maybe.
The swell? Why would you use such a sexual connotation for the news? You're such a freak.
The news is sexy, I can't help it. Okay, so Sony has confirmed plans to launch its PlayStation Direct online store in Europe. So they've been doing this in America for a couple of years now. They've been selling PlayStations to people since like 2019.
Yes.
But it looks like they're now going to be doing this in the UK as well as Germany and Ireland and France and Belgium and various other places in Europe. So yeah, that was confirmed at an investor event on Thursday. They didn't say when this is happening, but I think this is actually probably a way for them to try and get around some of the scalping that's going on. Plus, if they sell direct to a customer, then they're cutting out their middleman like Game or Amazon or whatever, and they're pocketing all the money that they would have been putting into them.
Just a question, is this a bit like, I've bought direct from Apple and Amazon before, and what happens is it gets sent to you preloaded with your like credentials on it, so like, will this arrive, say I ordered it, would it have my PSN preloaded on it, a bit like my Fire comes preloaded and my iPhone can come preloaded with my, I'd imagine so, because it's the same on Microsoft. If you order your Xbox there, I'm sure it comes preloaded.
Okay, I mean, like, the only things I've bought from Microsoft was I bought a plain charge kit.
Yeah, so
did not do anything. My account was not attached to it. Didn't have my name printed on it. Anything like that. No, but I mean, when we bought our Switches direct from Nintendo, because you bought yours direct from Nintendo as well, didn't you?
Nah, I did not. I
did, and mine didn't have my Nintendo account or anything like that on.
Nintendo different though, because this is the first proper journey into the fray for that sort of thing. Wii U was a testing phase, but Microsoft have kind of been doing this, Apple the same, and I've ordered off of Google before, and my stuff came preloaded from the Google store. So
okay, cool. That's cool. I guess there's a fair chance it would then. But I think
which would also be a way to avoid scalpers if you have to pre-attach a PSN ID.
Yep, 100%. I think that would be very beneficial, especially because you would have to log in, and they could easily say like one purchase per account, which is totally fair.
100% agreed. And I mean, it's a nice thing. Like, I remember the first time this happened, it was Amazon, and I got I think it was a Kindle Fire when they first launched, and it came, it said, I turned it on, and it said, "Welcome, Alistair," and I'm like, awesome. It said my name, and yeah, I just think it's really neat. And it's fuck the scalpers, man. Like, there's so many folk out there that still don't have. Again, I know I had a discussion that they are readily available. I do agree with that. But however, there's some things that just fly off the shelves so quickly that people just can't get them. Like the graphics cards, I think, went a bit quicker than PS5s, and that sucks. I mean, I was listening to Kind of Funny, and Greg was laughing at the fact that he's got a 3080 in his PC and all he uses it for is Chrome browser tabs. And Gary Whitta was chastising him for it, and he's like, "I'm sorry, the world worked out this way," you know. But
quite right. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, personally, I wouldn't buy a 3080 right now, even at retail
grand and a half.
Overkill for what I need it for. Like, but I would love to just be able to buy like even like a 1080, like at a normal price. Like, I think even those are like.
I think I've got one of those in here, or 1070 at least in this laptop. Again, to be honest, the more I listen to Kind of Funny, the more I realise the similarities between myself and Greg Miller with certain humour, certain sarcasm.
Oh, he knows nothing about PCs, so you're exactly as they are.
And the fact that I'm sitting here with like a decent gaming laptop, and I played the Old Republic when I got it. that was yeah. And he plays that also, so.
Sega is teasing a crossover with Sonic and Minecraft. It's going to be skins for Minecraft, and then maybe a level pack of some kind.
Sonic.
Shite. I don't want this. You'll buy it.
I probably will, but I'll never use it. Yeah.
You'll definitely buy it, never use it. I mean, maybe Alexi would like it. Like, she likes Sonic.
She does, and she might end up on my Switch depending on what happens at E3. Nintendo. You could have 2 users for the price of one if you get this Pro out. Get it out by September.
Yeah. In the UK, Game has got quite a decent trade-in offer on at the moment. You can get a Xbox Series S for as low as £40 if you trade in a last-gen console or a Switch.
So, see if you've got an original Xbox One, that's a good deal.
It scales depending on what console you have. So if you trade in an original Xbox, but it's still great. So like if you trade in an original Xbox One, you're getting it for £100. So that's
still a good deal.
That's £150 off.
Next gen console from a launch Xbox. Yeah, come on.
Totally. Yeah, for £100, it's banging. And like obviously I already have a Series X, so I don't need a Series S. But Series S is a fantastic price. Like if you're only playing, like, especially it's good for kids. Like if they're playing Fortnite like over and over and over again, and get them Fortnite and Game Pass, and like you're sorted for fucking years.
And they're readily available. This one's the Christmas console. Yeah. That's what this is going to be. A Switch Pro, because I think the Switch Pro isn't going to be directly marketed at children. To be fair, the Switch when it launched wasn't directly marketed to children. Remember those adverts of the cool young hip 20-somethings on the rooftops having barbecues and stuff? Like, so I don't think the Switch Pro's market is kids, not the price of it, but the Series S should definitely hit the kids market, because parents are more likely to jump on an offer like this or the RRP than getting a Series X if you can by Christmas, because scalpers are only going to put those prices up after November. Yep,
and I don't think the prices are going to level out until well into next year.
Yep.
Which is, you're probably looking at 9-10 months away before the prices come down. And I mean, like what prices that like people are selling them for on eBay and shit like that. Obviously, if you can get one brand new, it's going to be like
$450
for a PS5 or Series X. So, which is a great price. Buy it if you see it at that, like 100%. But yeah, like from like eBay prices and all that shit, like that's not going to come down until like next year. Because now like there's still supply constrained, and now you are looking at that like in a month, 2 months, 3 months time. Like it's in the lead up to Christmas, and people are going to go tits for getting them for their kids for Christmas.
Yep, it's well priced.
That you don't need either of them.
Here's what they need to
advertise. Very few exclusives.
Here's what they need to advertise, though, Andy. This is the best way to play Fortnite for kids. Simple.
I mean, if I was at Xbox, 100%, I would be partnering with Fortnite and just getting like some kind of skin bundle, some kind of.
They did before
bundle,
the purple one.
In the box. Yep. I don't think they need a different colour. They just need the white one. But just chuck in some skin bundle or other. As long as it says fucking Fortnite on the box, £250. Fortnite new gen version. Blah blah blah. It's like the new gen version of Fortnite is much better than the old one. So.
I'm really liking Dragon Quest this week, to deviate from the news, and I've got a PlayAsia agent thing, you know, like a bot thing. I didn't make the bot. You can get a PlayAsia agent that will inform you when stuff's in stock, and I don't know if you remember a couple of years back when this Dragon Age came out, I wanted the Switch console that was exclusive there, and it was like £400. It's now up to £800, Andy, for that Switch console to buy from them. However, I did pick up something. I did pick up something. I did get this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's very nice. Like, I really like the look of the hero in the game, and I think that's cool. Obviously...
Do you know, I didn't even realise they did a Smash Bros character for him. It's another guy with a sword.
Yeah, but now that I know who he is, I just wanted this. This is the only Dragon Age one they did, so... and it's just called Hero.
Dragon Quest, not Dragon Age.
I keep calling it Dragon Age. That's how much a fan I am.
I mean... I think people would get confused if you start talking about Dragon Age and talking about slimes and all this. They'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're talking about Dragon Quest. I hate you.
Yeah. I can't wait to fit in.
Dragon Age fans are quite passionate.
Dragon
Quest fans are passionate.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to fit in with both groups. I mean, do you know my excuse will be? Sorry, I'm just so Ps3 hyped that I've got brain fog.
Far Cry 6 Collector's Edition includes a flamethrower. Holy shit.
Not workable like Elon Musk, though.
No, not workable. No,
do you know my brain, the way it works, does that work? Like, no. Sadly not. I won't be getting this one.
There's all the usual gubbins as well. Do you know what? See, if it was a controller as well, I would buy it. Right?
Like a flamethrower controller, 100%. Like the chainsaw Resident Evil 4 one?
Exactly, yeah. Because that's very rare now, and like it's worth quite a bit of money. But this one...
Awful to use. Awful.
It's a plastic flamethrower. No, I am interested in Far Cry 6 though. Like,
Oh, I'm
do you
getting
have an
it.
interest in Far Cry 6?
Absolutely. Do you know, like, 3's still my favourite in the series, and this still could be a prequel. I've still got a feeling about that young boy being Vass. 4 I did not enjoy one bit. Never finished it. 5 was incredible.
Well, it cannot be a prequel because the main character of the game is it has a selectable gender, so it can be male or female. So
Yeah, but that character
cannot be Vass.
No, but you're not playing as Vast.
Oh, okay, the boy. Oh, I thought you were playing as the boy.
No, you're not. You're not. So the boy,
Right.
the boy's the. I can't remember that actor's name. Gus. Yep. It's his son in the game, so he could be Vast.
Giancarlo Esposito. I think
That's
it
the
is.
one. Yep, he's also in Star Wars. Mandalorian.
No, not Rogue One. Mandalorian, yeah.
I thought Rogue One came to my head there. I was like,
Yeah, no.
it's not Rogue One.
No, it's not Rogue One. But yeah, I'm interested in Far Cry 6. Like, I watched some of the
Play
footage from it, and like,
5.
I saw the dog. The dog is fucking awesome. I want to be best friends with the
You
dog
can have a
forever.
pet attack crocodile though. Like, that's
I
cool.
don't care about that. I want the amazing cute little dog because it looks like Arya when she was Arya's mad dog. She looks like Arya, or this dog looks like Arya from when she was a puppy. Which I'm like, oh my god, I need this dog.
What's interesting about this one is that Ubisoft always come out and our thing about a revolution in the capital of America. Yeah, it's not political. Crazy cult leaders and like the whatever it was in Far Cry 5. Yeah, it's not political. This time they've come out and said, yeah, it is a political statement. That's what they've said. Which is nuts, because is this kind of like inspired by Cuba sort of thing? Is that what they're aiming for here, like the Cuba Revolution?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So that'll be cool, but I mean, it would make. I would love to see the wee boy becoming Vass, and it would make sense. There's some scarring on his face. They've compared the photos. Obviously, the actor that played Vass made some comments about coming back, so I would love it to be a coming of age story of Vass almost. And it would make sense that he's that crazy if his dad was like this warlord who was like reigning over people. But Far Cry 5 was absolutely brilliant, like very close second to Far Cry 3. So I've got high hopes for this one. So yeah, I'm excited.
Did you ever get around to playing New Dawn, like the sequel to Far Cry 5?
Do you know, I did. However, it's practically unrelated because at the end of 5 there's a really cool ending, and this is set like years and years later down the line after an apocalyptic event. Spoilers, are you ever going to play 5?
I already know the ending.
Alright, so a nuke goes off, and you're in the bunker with the guy that said this nuke's going to go off, and he's like, I told you, the father, and you're like, oh shit, he was right all along through this whole game. So then A New Dawn's kind of almost post-apocalyptic, and it's kind of like a mix between Rage and like Splatoon with the neon stuff, I suppose. But no, it's like, it's just, I'm joking, it's not like Splatoon, but it's like Rage. Rage 2 more, because it was kind of neon coloured and stuff, and I just never dug into it really. Blood Dragon was really cool as well, and I never finished that either. So three's the best Far Cry's ever produced. 2 is awful. Like, here's a crippling disease your character can have, and if you crash your car, be prepared to walk, and you might die in the walk back because you need this medicine constantly. 1 I played quite a bit of, but it was very dated by the time I got round to it. But yeah, 3 was good. 4 just, it never grasped me, never grabbed me. I own 4 digital. Primal was good. I didn't finish that either though. So yeah, 6 looks awesome. You're right. I can't wait. I will be day one in this. Well, here's the thing. Here's why I'm not day one.
I might get this day one as well. I might get this day one.
So I'm glad you are, but every time an Ubisoft game comes out about this time of year, I'm like, instantly day one, you're talking £60. Great. Bought, sold. Sometimes I'll splurge and get a season pass. I've kind of came away from that more recently because I tend to not bother with season pass content once I've completed the main game. The days of like Mass Effect, like DLC being important for the next story is long gone. So with this, if I wait until Christmas This is going to be half price. It happens every year for every Ubisoft game. Like Assassin's Creed comes out, say it's 40, $50. You're talking 20, £30 by Christmas or Black Friday. So even if you don't buy it day one, wait for Black Friday and you're going to save a fortune on it. Like, so, and that's just me. Look at Battlefront 2, what they did. Oh, the game's not out yet, but we're going to have a sale to coincide with the movie. And I went, I'll wait a month then. And I did, and I got it a lot cheaper, so...
Far Cry 6 is coming out 7th of October 2021. I didn't think it was as soon as that, though.
Been sale by November.
I don't think so. Okay.
Bookmark.
Bookmark, yeah. I was looking bookmark me.
Facebook, sorry, breaking actual news. Facebook.
Wrong.
What have I predicted wrong?
Right. I mean, I don't bookmark your things, so I don't know.
I don't generally, like 90% of the right. I've told you before, I'm right 90% of the time. If you ever find me being wrong, it's part of my 10%. I accept my flaws. Many people don't. Facebook suspends Donald Trump's accounts for 2 years, saying it's a public safety risk. Good.
Who cares?
No, good.
Donald Trump, just go away.
Who I care that Facebook's actually done something good for once. Still don't like Facebook. Can go away as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care what Facebook does. Apart from if they do any gaming things.
I still don't care.
No, but they own Oculus, so like Oculus can do some cool things. Like you would love the Oculus Go.
There is no fucks left. My pockets are empty.
Have you seen the? There's like a video of a guy singing a song.
Seen many, Andy, since the years of MTV.
No, but he's a guy with a beard and a guitar, and he's wearing a suit.
Again, I've seen many of these. I'm a fan of Maroon 5, so that's most of their music library covered.
Oh, but the song is exactly that. Like, I've got no more fucks to give, it says. I'll send it to you later. It's very funny.
I get the crisp.
The crisp? No,
the crisp.
The crisp.
No, the crisp. I went for a grasp. I get the gist, and I mixed it, so I went for crisp. Invent new words in this Ps3 Extravaganza News bonus special show.
Creative Assembly have said that they are no longer going to be supporting Total War 3 Kingdoms.
Crazy.
People are not happy about this.
A lot of people, and like, I don't tend to be in the circles of RTS gamers, but I even seen it in my circles on Twitter.
I didn't see anyone talking about it.
You don't follow anyone. You follow Kilmarnock FC and like funny things dogs do. Greg Miller and Warhammer Weekly. That is, and me. That's who you follow on Twitter.
I follow 1,400 different people on Twitter. I'll have you know.
It's just insane. Andy, just anybody that likes him, he's like, oh, I'll follow you.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
I don't.
Until they post something that I do not like or agree with, and then I just unfollow them.
But you still follow me.
I know.
Obliged to, contractually.
I'm obliged to. Unfollow. No, but apparently they've had a big backlash of negative review bombs and stuff like that since then. I mean, the game came out 2 years ago. Like, is it too soon to stop supporting?
I would say 2 years on. Yeah, man. You can buy FIFA from 3 years ago and you can still play it online. I know different well, Sega's still got money. Like when it's a game like this, absolutely 2 years for an RTS game. That's a short lifespan. That's a game that lives on. I mean, I can still play Warcraft 1 and 2 online. So yeah, that's far too soon.
Well, I mean, it's not like they just said that there's no more DLC or patches coming from it. It's not like they said that they're like the game's dead and you can't play it anymore.
Then probably not. I thought it was like they were taking the multiplayer servers offline from what I glanced at, but
yeah, I don't know. They just said like, hold on, let me check their actual announcement.
Pretty sure it's like they're dropping the multiplayer, and that's why people are going nuts from what I was reading. But
they're moving on to new projects. That's it. You just said they're moving on to new projects.
So if that includes dropping the multiplayer, man says yes. If it's just the fact that we're done with DLC 2 years later, then sorry, I can't agree with all these people griping, and I'm probably going to unfollow you on Twitter next time you say anything.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems to have done that game seems to have done well, so it's strange that they're ditching it this soon, maybe.
You like these games? I'm surprised you didn't play this.
I do like these games, but I mean, I like the Warhammer one. And
Oh, it's Ross that plays them all, isn't it? Ross loves them all.
Yeah, he plays them all. The reason that I didn't play this, or like even the last Warhammer game, like Total War Warhammer 2, I didn't get. I did buy that, but I didn't play it because my PC can't really run it. My PC kind of struggled to run the first Total War Warhammer. It can run it, but like graphically, it doesn't do very well. So the second one, I never bothered to even boot it because like I'm basically a minimum spec for it, and I could run it, but it's really not gonna. It's gonna run like shit. So I'm waiting to play that, and the third one's coming out now. I'm waiting to play that until I get a new PC, which I can't buy right now because of COVID and graphics cards and.
Yeah, but you've just said the graphics cards that are affected by COVID you wouldn't be buying anyway.
No. That's the thing is, right? All graphics cards are affected by COVID because there's a trickle down effect with graphics cards. So because people can't get the high powered ones, they're going for the next one down, and then the people that can't buy those ones are now going to the next one down, and there's a whole trickle down. And the graphics cards are probably about 40 to 50% dearer than they should be right now for all of them, basically. And the top end ones are like hundreds of percent more costly than what they would normally be. So yeah, I'm waiting. I will soldier on with my current PC until such time as I can get a graphics card for a reasonable price. Most of the rest of the components you can buy, but I'm in not a massive rush unless I can get the graphics card so I can play the game.
You're more of a PC gamer than I am, but like you're not a massive PC gamer. I wouldn't call you a massive PC gamer. I'd call you a massive.
Massive dickhead, yeah.
I didn't say that. Oh, actually, Andy, what I've got in this, what I'm running here, isn't a 1080. It's actually a RTX 2060. That's what I've got on my laptop.
Yeah.
Which is decent for a laptop, but I will never get the use out of it. Like, the most I use it for is this right here.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most taxing thing on it, is running the OBS program.
16 gig of RAM to do that with. It probably doesn't even use the graphics card for this.
I mean, I don't know.
It's not because I can see the fan. It's just doing that. It's nothing just now. With a wee funny monitoring software that probably PC gamers are going, why do you have this if you're talking like this? And I'm like, because there was stuff on it. Like, I don't know, sounded cool.
Like, give it back right fucking now.
Give it back. I mean, it's got an i7 as well. Yeah. I definitely don't need this laptop. I could have kept my MacBook.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a good laptop, and MacBook's
it will last.
Good. It will last. Still good for years anyway. Okay, the Destruction All Stars is getting online bots. My reasoning behind this, my justification is there's no one playing it, and for the 10 people that still are online, they need competition. I mean, even when we played it during the launch window, some of those matches weren't full. I remember we played one and our team had maybe 4, and the other team had 6 or 8. Yeah, just it's fine, but it just wasn't a great game. Like, it looked nice, and it the haptics were really good in it. Like, really enjoyed the haptics. But
yes, especially when your car was damaged.
For any longer than like an hour, no. And even I haven't dipped back into it for at least 6 months now. Like, when did this come out? Last year?
No, that was this year, Andy, I believe.
Was it?
It got delayed from launch, remember?
Oh, right up, yeah. So probably 5 months then since I played it. Like, I played it a couple of times in the first maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
And it was fun enough playing me and you, but we didn't see enough content. We didn't see enough to keep us coming back. That was the issue.
Yeah, definitely not. Okay, there's a game called Scavengers, which is testing up to 5,000 players in a shared environment. That's cool.
That's insane. That's a lot of people.
Can you imagine? The only problem with that is getting enough people. Like, can you imagine though? Like, a
they'll
fucking
get
Call of Duty, 5,000 people.
Yeah, but I'm guessing the graphics in this game are not Call of Duty level graphics.
No, of course not. But like, imagine it in the future.
Okay.
Battlefield.
Still not playing it.
Battlefield 10.
What, 2,500 a side? Yeah.
2,500 aside, it's a fucking war. You're going.
That would be amazing, to be fair, if it was Star Wars, Hoth, Battle of Endor.
To be fair, like, I don't think Star Wars does a great job at it, but like Battlefield does sometimes do a good job.
What, of having 5,000 people? Neither of these companies.
No, I wasn't saying that. Like, I'm saying they do a good job of giving
Clone Wars.
Like there are more people than there are.
Star Wars. Star Wars doesn't. No, Star Wars is not good. But imagine.
Battlefield does sometimes.
Never mind my original trilogy ramblings there. Clone Wars. Clone fucking Wars.
5,000 aside. 10,000 players.
10,000, and it's an actual war that lasts for days. Like, each match lasts for days, and you have to camp, and you can be killed during the night. You can do peace treaties, like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I like this. That's fun. I don't think do that as an online game. Like,
it'd be almost impossible. Well, do you know what? 15 years ago, I would have said you were insane if you told me Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was going to be on my mobile. 20 years, whenever it came out.
Or when you're fucking sitting playing Snake.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine I turned around and said, "See this game you've just bought on the PS2? You're gonna be able to play that on your phone." I would have said, "Fuck no." So yeah, imagine that a war game like that. Yep, I would love that. But although please don't do that first. What I want them to do, and maybe Amy Hennig's doing this. She's not, because she's not doing Star Wars. But someone like that caliber, do Gears of War, but make it Clone Wars. And give me like the Bad Batch to play as 4 people as clone commandos during the Clone Wars, cover base shooter, droids.
Okay.
Give me that.
Yeah. I think that would actually probably be better than Gears of War.
Yeah, Gears of War after this is getting put away till 6. I'm not even going to look at the series, and I used to be a huge fan, and I'm still a huge fan. I think it's a great game. I don't think playing them all together is a great idea.
Okay, new Nintendo Switch Pro has been leaked on Amazon ahead of the
Pre-3. Yeah, because obviously it has. This isn't the first leak. It's not going to be the last leak. It's still not available. Like, we're on Friday now. I don't see any announcements. I don't see any pre-orders. Could it happen next week? Maybe. Will we find out on Monday? Maybe. Can we tell you? Probably not. So,
I really don't think we will find out on Monday.
I don't think so.
Like, definitely not.
I don't think anyone outside of Nintendo is going to find that out, because it's not technically part of E3, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, so there was a Warhammer Skulls event, which was previously
no idea what this is.
Skulls for the Skull Throne. And basically, this is where they talk about all their game announcements, like upcoming stuff. It's their kind of like E3 thing, but for the games. Yeah.
Cool. You go ahead and cover all this all you want. Get your Warhammerness out. If G's watching this, I'm sure he'll appreciate it. For me, I'm just going to ride the waves and listen.
Yeah, there was some good things, like Total War Warhammer 3 obviously got another trailer. It's coming out later on this year, but they're still wrapping up DLC on Total War Warhammer 2. So the final DLC for it is Beastmen. It's coming out.
I've seen a documentary in that.
Total War Warhammer 3 is coming out as well, though. Like, it's mad. So I don't know why they're still making DLC. It's like, because it's literally the same fucking team that made that other game. That we were just talking about, 3 Kingdoms one. They're like, we're done with that. But like, Total War Warhammer 2, oh fine, yeah, you can have another DLC pack for that, and then here's the new game like 10 minutes later. Like, what? Good Old Games has added some Warhammer games to its platform as well. A bunch of different ones that have been out for a few years at this point. Vermintide 2 showed some new stuff. Warhammer 40k Darktide got a writer reveal, so they've revealed that Dan Abnett is going to be the co-writer of the upcoming game. This game is the one that you will play, right? Because this game is a co-op. Yes, this game is a co-op shooter, and it's going to be on Game Pass exclusive. Series X and S only, as far as I remember. And Dan Abnett, he's a fucking fantastic writer. Like, I've read some of his books. He's brilliant. He writes some incredible stories. So I cannot wait to play this. Like, this game speaks to me on many, many levels. So this is one we're going to play. I will make you play this.
We'll see.
Yes, it's on Game Pass. You've got no excuse.
Oh, preload for Ratchet and Clank's available. Breaking news. I'll do it now.
Oh, and the show's up. That Warhammer 40k Lost Crusade game that I played is now coming out in America. If you remember that, I spent money on a mobile game, Ali.
I do. Now
Well,
you're full
this
on.
game's
Now you're a
now-
full blown mobile gamer between that and Dragon Quest.
I know. This game, Lost Crusade, is now coming out in America. It's all right. You don't have to spend money on it, but you do need to sink some time into it, and it's quite addictive, to be honest. Like, I got really addicted to it for like 2 weeks. Like, I made a 42 level 1 guild and everything, and then I didn't play it for a week. And
For yourself.
I got demoted from the leader of the guild. So like someone else is now the leader of the 42 level 1 guild, and I'm like, oh well. I couldn't take it back over, so I kind of stopped playing after that because I was annoyed. Blood Bowl 3 showed off some gameplay for the Elven Union team. There's a closed beta starting on 3rd of June. Cool.
Warhammer, a 2D action platformer.
Yeah, there's so many games here, man, honestly. 40k Battle Sector is getting Sisters of Battle coming to it, which is cool. That's like a turn-based strategy game. There's so many turn-based strategy games, it's mad. Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soul Arena is coming out. It's an auto battler made by Trophy Games. It's coming out in December on mobile and PC. And there's a gameplay trailer for that as well. Looks like a mobile game. Not that interested in that one. Warhammer Quest Silver Tower is getting a free campaign expansion called Shadows over Hammerhall. It's cool. And this is the 2D one that you're talking about. So this is one I'm interested in. It's called Warhammer 40,000 Shooters, Blood and Teeth. And this is made by the guys that did Guns, Gore and Cannolis. And this is like a 2D shooter action platformer type thing. It looks different, a lot different actually from looks a lot different from your other Warhammer games that come out, because they do so many like turn-based strategy games. And
surprising for a
like,
tabletop turn-based strategy game.
Yeah, like they do kind of like Diablo type games and things like that, and they've got some shooters like first person and third person, and now here's a 2D platformer. Cool. Like, there's so many Warhammer games, it's insane. Like there's 8 games in here. Like, what is this? Why are there so many at the same time? Warhammer 40k Battle Sister is came out now, so they'd already announced this game, but like they released it now on Oculus Rift and it was already out on Oculus Quest, but it's out on Rift now as well. I would be interested in this if it was on VR. I would 100% buy it, but it doesn't seem to be coming to the PlayStation VR, so maybe it'll come to VR too. So I'll wait and see. I would imagine that VR 2 will get ports of all of this sort of stuff, like see all the stuff that's been on Quest and Rift for the last couple of years that it hasn't come over to PlayStation VR. The VR 2 is going to get all that because they've got the proper controls and stuff for it now. They also showed gameplay for Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempest Fall, which is just nuts. And Warhammer Underworlds Online is now free to keep on Steam until 10th of June, so you got a week to go and get that for free. And then they announced Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. So they used to do Chaos Gate games back in the day, like I think it was like 20 plus years ago, because I remember having this game on the PC like when I was a lot younger, like maybe 15 or something. Maybe I must be younger than that, but yeah, they're doing a new game in that series like years later, and yeah, that's all the Warhammer news. There's a lot.
Warhammer News Blast with Andy.
I'm excited with Dark Tide. Really looking forward to that one. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Because it's on Game Pass, I think a lot more people will get into it, and like although you might not be interested in like the tabletop side of stuff, like it's a cool fucking universe. Like and just to go and shoot like big badass aliens as a big like hulking like marine guy. Like,
So Gears of War.
better than Gears of War, because the aliens are more diverse.
They don't need to
They're
be
not
diverse
like
when they're
yellow.
horde.
Yeah.
Hunger.
Just wait, you'll see. Like, you'll like this game. Like, we'll play this game and you'll like it. I demand it. Nintendo has won a $2.1 million lawsuit against a ROM website. Which website was this?
Rob World.
ROM Universe.
ROM
was
Universe.
Before.
I
don't
have, obviously.
No time I've used ROMs in any recent time was
SNES.
the SNES Mini.
Same.
To do the SNES Mini hack. To do hack key and all that. I don't remember which site it was I got the ROMs from though.
It was cool ROMs.
Oh, is it? Okay. I also don't know if that is still up or not. But
It's
my
not.
SNES Mini is already hacked and it works fine. It's not, it's gone. Oh well.
Do you know what? It's cool. Sega's cool with it though. Not specifically with ROMs, but like they're okay with people downloading them and upload. Like a lot of ROMs have still got Sega fan games, like for Sonic, because Sega are generally okay with that. In fact, going to the extent of hiring ex hackers of Sonic games and making fan games, and they're okay. They're better with the license. Nintendo are just like, nope, not having this.
Like, you will not give Mario a penis.
If you want to play Mario and make your Mario games, you will buy Mario Maker from us.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only reason they're doing that. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, this box sales for the UK for the week.
Can you imagine someone in court going, well, what are we supposed to do if we want to make these games? And the Nintendo guy just goes, Mario Maker, buy it now. Sorry.
Like, I have a copy of Mario Maker. Would you
Yeah.
like to pay me $40? Thank you.
Not the best voice to do.
I mean, where was my accent from? You don't even know. The top 10 in the UK charts for the box sales for last week was Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury at 10, Miitopia at 9, crashing down the charts there. FIFA 21 back up to 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at 7, Animal Crossing at 6, Assassin's Creed Valhalla going back up to 5, must have took a sale. Resident Evil Village drops down to 4, Last of Us Part 2 went up to 3.
Sale.
Wait.
60 FPS patch.
Must be. Yeah, there was a patch, and yeah, there must be a sale. Yeah, I think there must have been a sale at Game or something. Biomutant in number 2. Biomutant in number 2, Ali.
Because it's a new game.
Wait, what? Where's that coming from? Who the fuck
There's
is buying
nothing to buy.
That is a valid, very valid point. Yeah, people are buying Last of Us Part 2, and yeah, and the other people are buying Biomutant. And number 1 was Spider-Man Miles Morales, which just says to me that more PS5s are getting out there and into the hands of actual gamers, and
Correct.
they're finally picking up Miles. Because I don't believe Miles took a sale. Miles is good though. Like, if you
Really
do get
good.
PS5, 100% get Miles, because it's real fun.
Was good.
Obviously, you could buy the PS4 one and just like get the PS5, but I think the PS5 game actually works out cheaper.
PS4
than,
physical was
PS4
like hard to get a hold of for a while.
Yeah, it was real. It was like it was upwards of like £60-70, like even on eBay.
You
and
can
stuff,
get it now easy enough, but
You can get it now, yeah. But the PS5 one is still very slightly cheaper, so get on. Just buy the PS5 one. Okay. But Biomutant, did you have any interest in Biomutant?
nope, still don't.
No, I mean it had something.
This
about
got
it, but,
like talked about like 3 years ago, didn't it? 2 years
Yeah.
ago. It's crazy amount of time ago, and it's released and apparently like heavily criticised. They're actually changing things to fan feedback, and I'm like, just accept you didn't make a good game, move on.
No, I think they're right to fix it, because there'll be some fans that really like it, and there'll be people that they could probably get on board with fixing the issues. So,
Sure.
it is very difficult to regain the hype, though.
Cyberpunk.
This game did have a lot of hype, not at Cyberpunk levels, but it did have a lot of hype. And then as soon as the reviews hit,
Do you know what
died.
helped Cyberpunk? The fact that before COVID they had their point of sale in game stores across this country, and then game stores shut for COVID for a year. So for a year, if you walked up the high street, you would see a bright yellow Cyberpunk cardboard cutout.
Buses as well. There were buses as well, because I saw adverts on buses as late as last
Everywhere.
week.
And they weren't getting changed. Yeah. COVID.
No, and they're still there now. It's fucking funny.
Well, this game's still not finished yet. It's still in development.
Yeah. I think in the next couple of weeks you'll see these things start to cycle out now, because the cinemas are reopening very soon.
Maybe.
Tomorrow, actually, in Scotland. No, they are tomorrow. Yeah, cinemas reopen tomorrow.
For a week or two.
So
Sure.
you start to. Well, yeah, but you start to see adverts and stuff coming for like Black Widow and things like that. So I can't wait to see Black Widow. I asked the wee one if she wanted to go and see it in the cinema, or if she wanted to watch it at home, Premier Access, because I would just buy it, it's fine, or like rent it, whatever it is. She's like, no, I want to go to the cinema. I haven't been to the cinema for 10 years.
Yeah.
Kids
have got less fear. Me, I'm like, no, I don't even like being in a small shop. Never mind a cinema.
I would guess that the it will be, because I've heard Fred on Gaming History, and I assume it's going to be the same in the UK.
Taped off.
Whether like when you book a seat, like it blocks off the couple of seats like next to you.
Yeah, but it can't block off a cough 2 rows in front of you. Like,
2 rows.
Godspeed,
if
Andy.
someone coughs 2 rows in front of me, they're going to cough that way. I will be fine.
That's not how it works.
I will wear a mask. I will be fine, Ali. Do not worry.
Yeah,
I'm going to see Black Widow in the cinema. I'm taking my kid to that experience.
It's just insane. But like,
Also, we're not getting into this.
like, no, we're not getting into COVID. I'm just going into Black Widow. But like, Black Widow's. I think the time for Black Widow was 5 years ago. I think at this point it's like.
I do agree, right? But like, it's a weird movie to come out at this time. But
Considering she's dead in the overall story, so it's not progressing anything.
Yeah,
We've seen
basically.
most of her backstory in flashbacks, so it's like extended flashbacks with some humour from the guy from Stranger Things as Captain Russia, whatever he is. Yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be a nice big spectacle, and like I'll be quite happy to go and sit and eat popcorn and watch.
It's going to be a shit James Bond movie. That's what it's going to be like.
Jane Bond. No, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I will report back to you when I do watch it.
From your hospital bed.
Watch it as well, but you'll probably pirate it.
I've still not watched Captain Marvel, and I'm not worried about that. I didn't miss anything.
You missed seeing how Nick Fury lost his eye.
No, because I just read it and I went, yeah, fine. A cat.
Ali has no joy of things.
I have no joy. Have you listened to yourself over the past year? Andy has zero joy. I have plenty joy. I'm marvelled out. Like, Loki's good. Like, I'm more in for the TV shows these days than I am for the movies.
Oh, can't wait. Next week, Loki.
The 9th, isn't it? 5 days.
Yeah, like I think it's Wednesday next week, can't wait. Anyway, moving on from talking about nonsense to talking about games. Crisis Remastered Trilogy is coming out on PS4 this fall.
My question for that is this getting remastered every month? Like, didn't that just get a remaster last year? Like, pretty sure it did.
So, it did get remastered, right? I don't remember if it was 1 or 1 and 2, but it was on PC only. It did not come to the consoles.
It's on Switch, no? It's on Switch.
I don't think. Maybe it did.
Attempted to reconnect. We're back. Apologies for the dip.
Apologies. Crisis Remastered is coming to PS4 in the fall, and obviously you'll be able to play back compat on PS5 because PS5 has no games. It sounds like we're back. Sega is potentially reviving its theme park business in the West, and UK might be the first in line. I will fucking go to the Sega theme park. However, I don't think that will happen. Do you think this is a thing?
Yep. I'll go, and I'll go in a hazmat suit.
I mean, if they're just talking about it now, right? Like,
a balloon.
It won't open.
Do you know what they should do? Just go to Sega World and freshen it up in London. I remember the last time I was there was oh, it was pre-Lexi, so at least 4 years ago. And me and Tasha went down. It was the Trocadero in London, Sega World. There used to be a big Sonic standing and escalators. And when I visited when I was younger, each floor was a different level of the arcade. There was Sonic games, there was the Jurassic Park machines, everything. And it was sad going up. It felt like visiting one of those abandoned theme park videos on YouTube, because all they had was like one floor of like kind of semi-upkept grabber machines for the toys, and that was it. It was an empty building, so it was a shame. I loved Sega World in London.
I've never heard of that, like, honestly.
We've spoken about it before in the show. Your memory got wiped a few years ago.
We stopped, Barry. I've never heard of that. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. Why did we not go there when we went to London?
Because it's shut in like the 90s or something, mate.
Oh, right, okay.
Shut 2007,
yeah, like,
that's why.
No, okay, yeah. So that's why we didn't go like 5 years ago. Yeah, I would 100% go to something like this in the UK. Like, it would not be in Scotland. It would go to.
It would be in London or Manchester or Newcastle. Or, not Newcastle, never Newcastle. Manchester, London. That's what it would be.
Do you really think this would happen though? Like a Sega theme park?
Yeah, Sega's biggest in Europe, Andy. Of course it will.
Well, yeah, but like right now it's not.
Very debatable. Like, you're just counting you. Like, this is the problem when you just say, no, it's not.
Oh.
Outside of your room. Like, there's different opinions.
No, I love Sonic, and I have many Sonic things, and I will buy many
You
Sonic
don't
things.
love it that much when you've never had a Sega World. I requested to go to this when I was 6 to my mum.
I'd never heard of it. My mum and dad must have hidden this from me. My childhood has been deprived.
It's been a lie. Not just your cake was a lie.
Yeah, but no, I'd love to go to a Sega theme park. Like, I think that'd be fucking amazing.
I would like to think that it's... I don't think it's going to be to the quality or standard of the Nintendo one, personally. But I want to go. Of course I want to go. Do you know what it'll probably... Do you know, actually, they did do this. If you look it up, there was a Sonic the Hedgehog room in Alton Towers not that long ago, and they had a Sonic the Hedgehog roller coaster, so you could go and stay in a Sega room that had Sega themes, and you opened the drawers and they had gifts for the kids and stuff in there, like Sonic soft toys. They had secrets. You could play the Mega Drive in the wall, or the whatever console it was at the time, and yeah, looked cool. I've sent you a few links to educate you in Sega World in London.
Okay, I'll look later. 5 for speed games I will look later. Have been permanently delisted, so you can no longer buy these.
So I've seen people moaning about this, but read what the games are. These are like old ass games that should have, like, you should be lucky the servers are still open.
Yeah, Need for Speed Carbon, Need for Speed Undercover.
Carbon, Andy. It's a PS3 game.
Unleashed, and Need for Speed The Run. These are all
Two generations old.
PS2 games.
PS3.
They're dead.
Dead.
They do not need to be bought anymore.
No, like, but there was people legitimately moaning, go, oh, that was my favourite. When did you last play it consistently?
You know what though? Like, see if it is your favourite, fair enough. Then go buy a physical
Get
copy.
the new
for
one. Like, have you ever played Need for Speed? Every game's the same. Either the police chase you more or they don't. They're not exciting.
But I mean, like, if you do have nostalgia for anything, like, go and buy a copy of it, whatever it is. Like, and these games are not particularly expensive at the moment. So they will probably go up.
They're not
bit,
expensive.
Like, most of these, you're looking at like £5
max.
Yeah.
You're talking 360, mid 360 generation.
Yeah. So yeah, go buy them like now before the prices go up. So nobody needs to support this. Okay, there was a roadmap put out for Cyberpunk, and it turns out that Cyberpunk's current gen version, so on the Xbox Series X, and S, and the PS5,
wait.
those versions are delayed. Delayed.
There's been no official announcement. This was an investors call, so they haven't even told the fans yet. Sorry, you're not going to get these games this year that we were promised for winter this year, November-ish, around about that time.
Yep.
Now it's like the third half of next year, third quarter, because it says H3. What?
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. So like in this year, they did hot fixes last year, and then in 2021 it's hotfix, patch, hotfix. No DLC. The 3 DLCs are coming. along with the new gen edition coming in H2 2022.
So that's half two, second quarter. Like, I ain't playing this. Like, third. Do you know what I'm going to do? And I've decided I'm going to re-download the game because it was good enough for me. I ain't waiting that long. I'm going to probably. I'm going to play as is. Like, that's too long to wait for it unless you've not bought this game before.
To be fair, like, if you currently have a Series X or PS5 or Series S,
it will run fine.
Will run pretty much just fine on it. If you have a last gen console, it's still a bit burnt. So I would avoid buying it on last gen consoles and only buy it on new gen. Obviously on PlayStation they took it off the store. It's still not back up.
Yep.
And that was more than 6 months ago. Like, that game ain't coming back. Like, until the next gen version comes out.
It's crazy because there are broken games on the PlayStation Store. There was a guy that posted examples of games worse than.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's many games worse than it. But this is an example of where cross-gen should not have happened. Like, this should have been a PS5 Series X only title. Because gen it's tough work.
At some part during the dev cycles, like we talked about, someone realised, this isn't working. Did we tell the bosses? And they went,
yeah, he's released it anyway.
Don't tell anyone.
Like, they're like, no one's going to buy this on PS4 and Xbox One anyway. Like, no one's going to do that. Everyone's going to be playing it on PlayStation 5.
Next gen will be out by then. That will flood the market, and then COVID hit, and they've obviously went,
Yeah, they got fucked. Because they released it after the next gen consoles came out.
Yep.
Imagine they released before those came out. Like, the game would just be panned completely because you wouldn't be able to play it.
Yep. I mean, I'm okay for open world games of the size of it having graphical hitches, and I don't really complain about the way the police act in it and things like that. Like, story was cool enough, and I don't want to write it off completely because I had a fun time. The only reason I deleted it was because I went, nope, I'm going to wait for next gen. I was making progress and I was enjoying it. I didn't see a problem with it. I don't think it looked awful. I'm being legitimately honest here. So yeah, I'm going to fire it back on download tonight, and I'm going to see if I can work my way through it and pull myself off of Dragon Quest that I'm obsessed with just now. I've played it every night. Every night.
Yeah. So it's been reported now that a Nintendo Switch has now sold over 20 million units in Japan since launch. That's awesome. That's sold more than the Wii U did worldwide. Nuts, just in Japan.
I'm sure I read it outsold the 360 this week as well.
It probably has done now, yeah, because it was right close to it, and probably it'll be very close to PS3 as well, because PS3 is like only just above 360.
This legitimately could become the best-selling console of all time, considering the Switch Pro will extend its cycle and be counted in.
I mean, I think, like, see, because of this, like, PS4 shit still going, like, them still releasing games for it, I think PS4 is going to overtake PS2, and Switch will be, like, right in there behind it.
But Switch is still going to be hanging on when PS4 is finally killed off, though.
But yeah, I mean, like you were saying the other night, I mean, we're probably looking at 2 years before they stop selling new PS4s.
Right, so but that's 2 years, right? You throw a Switch Pro out this year.
But a price cut on a PS4, like, imagine when you get a PS4 for like 150,
I'm not saying it's not going to sell well, but you release a Switch Pro this year, you're extending that family for another 4 years. You're talking 2025 before Switch Pros, they're considering about the Pro, or the new Pro. You know, so that's what I mean. Like, and the Switch will still continue to sell alongside it. So take a price cut in the Switch, the same thing happens though, Andy. Like, I think it's going to be a very close race between the PS4 and the Switch. I really do at this stage. And I never thought anything would come close to the Wii.
Well, I mean, the Wii's not even the top one.
For Nintendo. Sorry, for Nintendo, for their sales. The DS is above that, but you know what I mean, for home consoles, the Wii was, everybody had one.
Yeah. PS4, now everybody has one, though.
That's because every time somebody buys Grand Theft Auto, they have to buy a PS4. That's apparently the rule.
Yes! Okay, and the top 5 best-selling Switch games in Japan are as follows: Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with 3.8 million, Splatoon 2 with 3.87 million.
That's massive in Japan compared to here, Splatoon, eh?
Yeah, Splatoon's good. I liked it.
Yeah, fun.
Pokemon Sword and Shield, I believe that is SWSH. I believe that's Sword and Shield combined for 4 million. Smash Bros Ultimate with 4 million, and then Animal Crossing with 6.7 million.
Crazy how much Animal Crossing sold.
That's not
Crazy.
And Monster Hunter will get up there as well. Like I would imagine it'll be.
I would
in the top.
imagine.
Maybe not yet, but soon.
Monster Hunter Rise is a very good game.
Yeah. PS3 got a firmware update for some reason. I think
This will be to do with Blu-rays
Yeah, just to make sure Blu-ray codecs continue to work. 'Cause people
for
are still
newer
using
discs.
Blu-ray players. They a lot of people bought the PS3 as a Blu-ray player, like first and foremost, because it was the cheapest and one of the best Blu-ray players on the market. Like when it first came out,
Same.
even though it was like £800 or £700.
The same applied for PS2 with DVDs, and the exact same applies for PS5 with 4Ks, because I was never totally blown away with 4K when I had my 1X or the Series X. When I watched a video and it was a guy comparing a $500 4K Blu-ray player standalone from Sony and the PS5, he says the differences are minuscule. If you're paying this money for a Blu-ray player 4K, just spend £50 less on a PS5 and get the added bonuses.
I mean, you cannot get a PS5 right now, really.
No, but you know what I mean.
If you can, and you want a Blu-ray player, then buy a PS5 instead. You'd have
The
to be really
4K.
good at
4K players, and it makes sense because Sony own the Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray format.
Yeah, 100%. I haven't watched a 4K Blu-ray. I
No.
don't think on my PS5 at all. Like,
You should. They made a misstep with the PS4 Pro. I mean, the One X came out with 4K, and PS4 Pro should have had that in it. 100%.
I watched some 4K Blu-rays with my on my Series S before. Not Series S, Xbox One S. It works absolutely perfectly. It worked fine. But I haven't watched any on the PS5 yet. Like I don't think I've bought a Blu-ray for quite a while now.
The only ones I'm still collecting is the DC ones.
Yeah. I don't collect any, but like I'll buy the odd ones to watch. In fact, I do collect some. To be fair, me and Bethany will buy some of the Marvel ones.
I've got a few Marvel. I've got all the Spider-Man ones as well, like from Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Tom Holland? Yes.
Yeah. But if you're still rocking a PS3 and playing your Blu-rays on it, it probably sounds like a fucking lawnmower going on every time you play it.
Yep.
Just buy a PS4 Slim. Like it's 1,000 times quieter than a PS3.
You can get one for £100 if you look.
I mean, maybe without a controller, but maybe.
You can get a PS4 Slim for £100. I'm not saying you have to buy it in the high street or new, but you can buy one for £100.
I think you would struggle to buy one with a controller for £100.
A PS4 Slim?
Yeah.
Let's test.
Get me a PS4 Slim for £100 with a controller. Facebook Marketplace, Ali goes straight away. In fact, he doesn't have Facebook, so he can't go there.
94. Oh, it's PS3. £129, 1 terabyte. eBay.
But that does not have a controller.
Yes, it does. It's on the top.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Give or take £30 for a 1 terabyte. There's another one, PS4 in Salford, £100. You can absolutely get them.
Okay. Fair enough. I did not think you could, but always a risk buying on eBay though. Anyway, Tell Me Why is now free for the whole of this month, so that players can support trans and queer communities directly. I've played this game because it's been on Game Pass. I believe it still is on Game Pass. I'm not 100% on that, but it's going to be for a whole month on PC and on all Xbox platforms. So 100%, this is a real good game. If you have Game Pass, like in fact, it's definitely still on Game Pass because I saw it on my phone. You can play this on your phone. It's a really good game, especially like to tell like that kind of story. And I believe it's the first time where the main character in a kind of bigger game has actually been like a trans character. So it was quite eye-opening. Good story, well told by Don't Nod. And we like Don't Nod. Oh, I don't know if you still like Don't Nod, but I love Don't Nod.
I appreciate what they do. Don't enjoy their games. Not really for me.
I don't like this one. This one's much more story-based than like Life is Strange and stuff. There's less action in this one. There's much more story, but it's a real good story. So. Definitely check it out if you're interested in that. And instead of buying the game, if you were planning to buy it, donate your money to
which is a good move for Pride Week. What's not a good move for Pride Week is having a Pride competition in Injustice 2 mobile. They had to come out and apologise. So this is a news story. They had to come out and apologise for being insensitive. So Poison Ivy is, I think it was bisexual she is. So the competition was that you had to beat up on her like multiple times to unlock her, and they went violence against anyone from the LGBTQT plus whatever it is now community is not something that we support, blah blah blah, and it should not. It was very insensitive of them to do it. I don't think it was thought about in a mean way at all, because that's generally the consensus. If Deadpool comes to it, you beat Deadpool a load of times to unlock him, but they never thought that the connotation would be beat up on the bisexual to unlock her.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Poorly thought through.
Well, I mean, it's a fighting game, right? But like they shouldn't have marketed it that way.
Yeah, what they should have done is you get her for this weekend, and if you can beat 50 people, then you unlock her, not beat her up like say 50 times. And don't get me wrong, it's a fighting game, so it's not real life, so it's a genuine mistake they've made in the marketing. I mean, I've fought Poison Ivy in Injustice, and I didn't do it as a hate crime, so...
No, and I've fought Flash, and I didn't do it as a hate crime, and I've fought King Shark,
Batman.
And I didn't do it as a hate crime, or Batman, and like...
I'd fight Alfred as well,
Shazam,
if it came to it.
In fact, Shazam I did do it as a hate crime, because I hate Shazam. But it's just Shazam, no one else. Like, nothing to do with like anything about his race or anything. Just, I do not like Shazam. It's not a hate crime, I just don't like Shazam. I'll have to give up. Nintendo is turning a former factory into a tourist attraction.
Yeah, they are a museum. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd love to go to a Nintendo museum, but it's they're planning to open it in 2024. Where is this? Is it in Japan? Yes, it's
I'm gonna guess so.
Ogaru plant, which was originally built in 1969 to print their Hanafuda cards.
Yeah, because Nintendo started life as they were a trading card company.
Yep.
They seen it as a big risk moving into electronics, I'm sure. We're back to Hiccups Part 2, The Reckoning.
Oh no, please. You made me laugh too much, don't make me laugh again. I need a very serious news story right now to come back. In fact, no, I should not have a serious news story because I'll laugh through it. Okay, here's a sad news story that'll bring me back down. God of War
It's not sad.
delayed to next year.
Do you know what's the best part about this? This is part of my 90%. 90% being right. Fans of the show, watchers, viewers, listeners, gather round. I'm going to tell you a story, and it's called I Was Right Yet Again. I told Andy God of War 2 was going to be on PS4, and he still sticks by this, but he's like, not going to happen, never going to happen, can't happen. I went, it's going to be the same engine, it's going to come to PS4. So during an interview with the head of Sony Studios, the head of PlayStation Studios, he said that there's one that surprised me, but Gran Turismo 7 PS4 exclusive and God of War 2 PS4 exclusive. We already knew about Horizon. Gran Turismo 7 was funny to me because that should surely be a showcase for PS5. However, they said that was a recent decision, like that to make it PS4. So Andy theorised last night that basically they turned off the weather effects and shiny puddles and went, there it works. Probably true. God of War 2, I'm not surprised by this at all. Andy was very shocked, appalled, odd, blown away.
I mean, I'm not appalled. I'm just
yes, you were. You said, why'd I own a PS5?
I know. I was a bit tongue in cheek there, right? But like, I think there's definitely a bit of.
And he punches his PS5.
Yeah. There's definitely a bit of disappointment there because I feel like the games are being held back. Having to work on the last gen, and they're missing the potential bells and whistles that they could have had if they were next gen. To
an extent, I agree. However, I don't believe God of War 2 was ever going to be PS5 only. I think it started dev straight after God of War was finished back in 2018, so 18, 19, 20. That's in the same engine. And I
totally agree.
I think potentially that it would have only launched in PS5, but it could have ran last gen. However, we've talked about it in depth last night, but basically 115 million in the PS4, 7.8 in the PS5. Even by next year, when this is going to launch, I'm going to predict there's maybe going to be 20 million PS5s sold. Yeah. Maybe. And it's not because It's not because people don't want to buy them, it's because they can't. And by next year, you're going to have 120 million PS5 sold, 120 million PS4 sold, minimum, probably more than that. So that's over 100 million more units. They ain't missing those sales because they know God of War is almost a dead set of, I'm buying that, I'm going to buy it. I said last night, God of War 2018 looks phenomenal, and even the PS4 Slim. So God of War 2 will still look good. But yeah, they're probably going to add features. They're going to be nice and shiny stuff, kind of like what Horizon's getting.
The load times
will be atrocious. They will be atrocious, but it'll be playable.
It will be playable if it releases on PlayStation 4.
It's a bit like The Witch. It will. But The Witcher 3 is playable on Switch. Is it the best way to play it? No. Yeah. That's going to be this situation. I don't think it's going to look as bad as The Witcher 3, obviously. It's still going to look nice, but the thing, the biggest difference, Andy, will indeed be the load times. You are going to be able to go and make... I miss the days sometimes, though, of, it's loaded, I'll just go and get a cup of tea. Because, see, now sometimes it's too quick, if anything. Too quick, Andy.
Yeah,
Instant.
I miss the times of I've been able to
check
sit on my phone,
reading news,
Twitter for 10 minutes. Something loads.
Yeah.
You don't get that anymore because the games are here we go. But no, I still do stand by that God of War 2 will not release on PS4 because Sony has previous for this. They've announced games.
So you think by
PlayStation 3 and they've released on PlayStation 4.
I agree, but again, your argument. You're kind of flip-flopping because you agree with me that potentially maximum 20 million sales by the end of next year for PS5 for PS5. Okay, God of War 2 is probably going to be next holiday. Yeah,
I 100% agree with that. Yeah, right. Next holiday.
Okay, so that's 20 million sales, and you also agree that the PS4 will be 120 million at that point or more. You agree with that?
Yeah.
So they're going to cut off 100 million potential players because not all 20 million PS5 owners are going to buy this day one.
No, I know. There's a very good reason behind that though, because they will absolutely not put out God of War unless it can run spot on.
But it
on
will,
the PS,
because it's been built on the God of War 1 engine.
Well, yes, but if they encounter some kind of problem down the line with the development and it can't, for whatever reason, the game cannot run,
they'll take that part out. They'll be that part needs to come out.
They will never ever let it be like a Cyberpunk type situation. They would never release the game.
Do you know what? Back in your Sony fanboy days, I really thought, do you know what? This guy could one day be head of PlayStation Studios. Sony, don't hire him. Don't hire him. He's going to lose you 100 million copies of a game in sales. Overnight,
if the game runs
because
on
he's
PS4,
annoyed that his new shiny is having to share with the last gen, because to Andy,
I do not like the share.
New is always better to Andy. So
new is always better. Yeah,
I'm happy PS4 players are getting this. This is not even a debate. I know you're thinking it's a debate, but this is nonsense from a madman. PS4 is going to get this game. One of the first big games that's going to be PS5 only, and I'll make this statement. You can bookmark this. Spider-Man 2 will not be in PS4.
Disagree. Spider-Man 2 is going to be on PS4.
Which is probably going to launch 2023. It's not going to be next year.
Yes, it'll be on PS4.
It won't be.
But yeah, you mentioned, Gran Turismo also delayed. Horizon, though, they did say is on track
at the moment, but they're still not confirming, which is smart for them because they don't want to get expectations up and annoy people. So they have not said it is coming out. They've said it's on track, but they're well aware that COVID could create issues at any point this year, and they might not be able to finish it. So if they don't, I'm okay with it. It's a bit disappointing feeling like a PS5 beta tester at this point, but if they don't, I would rather they didn't get a Cyberpunk situation, which I don't believe any big hitters like this. They're not. The game studios are going to use Cyberpunk as an example and go, we're not going to allow this to happen to our game. That's what they're going to say in the boardroom.
What they could do, yeah, absolutely. What they could do is they could say, right, so
drop it in PS4.
Cyberpunk, right? No. They could Cyberpunk run fine on Xbox Series X and PS5. They could have said, let's put it out on those consoles and delay the last gen version until we can get it working. The Horizon could do that. They could put out the PS5 version this year exclusive on PS5, and then next year put out the PS4 last gen. Like,
how does that song go? I dreamed a dream. That's you.
I'm really looking forward to Horizon. Like, I loved the first game, and
Good game.
I watched the gameplay footage of the new game.
Looked
it looks
nice.
Fantastic.
Looked nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it.
I will get this. I was chipping away at Horizon. I've just got too many. Like, I went back to Get About Gaming this year. We're halfway through the year. I've finished 3 games. There's just a selection box of things that I want to finish.
You've finished way more than 3 games. You have. I've seen your list. It's more than 3.
Fair.
Yes, you're more than 6. You're already ahead for the year, so you're fine. Apart from your Souls games. Your Souls games are lagging behind.
But they're above and
nowhere near finishing those.
No. But like last year I finished, 15 games, so I went above and beyond as well. So but I mean, recently, the past few months, I've been bouncing between stuff. I think I'm kind of fixed on Dragon Quest for the moment. Like, I've found, this is probably, I don't even count Final Fantasy 15 as a JRPG, it's more action RPG. This is the first, like, JRPG that I could, correct me if I'm wrong, that I can recall that I've sunk time and finished since, well, I've not finished it yet, but sunk time into and intend to finish since, like, Final Fantasy 10. I'm going back as far as that. I can't think of anything in recent memory, excuse me, JRPG wise, that I've went. Even Nino Kunai I gave up quicker than I did. Like, I've sunk many more hours into Dragon Quest already. This is the first one that's hit proper for me since Final Fantasy 10.
Yeah, nice. Okay, the official PlayStation website is losing support for friends, messages, trophies, and more this month. The My PlayStation section of the website is shutting down. No one cares because no one uses any of those things on the web browser. There's an app for all of those things. Yeah. No one uses it on the website. And the
PlayStation app's great. Xbox app is not, but the Xbox app used to be good. Like, a bit like the streaming on Xbox, and then they ruined that as well. So
PlayStation app is much better than it used to be.
Oh yeah, previously PlayStation app was not good. You used to get a redirect to like the web browser. Now it's all in.
Yeah, when you went to the store, now it's all in there, and that's fine. The store still needs some.
Xbox app's annoying because you can't buy directly from it. You can't. You all you can do is install stuff to your console, which is confusing and good because I can install something like download console. Oh great, I bought this. I've done this by accident because I do own that much digital games, Andy, on Xbox. I don't have track of them, so I was like, cool, download to Xbox. Went to play it the other night. I'm like, buy now? No, I'm not buying it. I own it. And then I realised, it's because you can install games even if you don't own them now.
Which is good if you do plan to buy the game. Like, you can install it and then buy it as you get home. But
yeah,
like,
this was just one of
buy
my.
It and install it at the same time.
This was just one of my. I've got a hankering for this game. This game will do, and I can't even remember what it was off the top of my head. But I was like, oh yeah, download that to console. Fired up my console. I was like, I don't really want to buy it, so I'll go back to browsing YouTube.
The Game Pass app though. Game Pass app is good.
Yeah, Game Pass app's great. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that stuff's going away. And like, if you are on a web browser and you want to look at trophies, because that's the only thing people care about, and they are like they would actually have a look at in a web browser. Just go to psnprofiles.com and log in there, and you can look at all your trophies and get many more stats on it than PlayStation will ever give you. So
time played, etc. Yeah.
Well, PlayStation trophies won't give you that, but like some other.
What's the one I use? Is it? Remember the one I was using, like Xbox achievements, like True Achievements, is it? In it?
Oh, True Achievements, yeah.
Is it True Trophies then? I'd imagine is the sister site.
True Trophies as well, yeah. I do not give a fuck about achievements like at all.
I don't care about either these days. I used to care about achievements. I don't know. Even when one pops up, I'm like, I should turn that off again. Yeah. It's just annoying. Gets me road.
I do still care about trophies. I like the ping, but the ping on the PS5, the noise is not as good as the PS4 one.
I don't care. Like I did make an effort to get some trophies last year during lockdown, just simply out of boredom, and then I realised I just paid £3.50 to get a ping. I don't care. This game wasn't a game.
The Atari VCS console is coming out on the 15th of June, so it's like only 11 days away, and it includes 100 classic Atari games. Any interest in buying this?
No. I'm not discrediting the console. I mean, I know there's Atari fans, but they're slightly a generation above us, if I'm being honest. We were the cartridge generation. That's where we started. When we were at that age where we're 4 or 5, we wanted a console. It was cartridges. There were microcomputers and Ataris about at that time, but there were slightly more your older cousins that had them, unless you had them really early. I don't have nostalgia for the likes of Missile Command, Centipede, any Atari game really. So it's a cool brand. I like Atari t-shirts. I like the Atari brand name. I think it's awesome when it's used in Cyberpunk and stuff like that. Well, Blade Runner obviously used it as a brand name, but for me, this console, nope. I'm already collecting a retro console, so this seems like it's more aiming to enter the mainstream marketplace, though, as like one of the hitters. Like, it looks cool. If you're a fan, they've done some severe work in these games, but it's like there's an Intellivision coming out this year as well, the Amico, that I was kind of interested in. It's a neat idea, but none of these are...
Don't buy that!
No, I'm not going to, but none of these are like... they're not going to be around in 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. They're going to die a death. Like, people are just going to hack them and use them for that, because effective.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, like, it includes 100 games, so they're not trying to sell you anything extra at the moment. I don't know if there is a store available on it or what, but like, I think the design of the console, looked awesome, really nice, especially like the one with the especially the one with the wood effect on it. I think that looks really nice. I think the controllers they've done for it look great as well. There's one basically like totally classic controller and one like modern kind of more pro controller, like that looks like a perfectly decent like Xbox 360 type controller. Fine, nothing wrong with that. And like, I had a look at some of the, like, a trailer for some of the games they've got on it, and the games didn't really excite me. But like, because I don't have a particular, like I was saying, I don't have a particular affinity for your like Missile Commands and like Space Invaders and like basically like any of these Atari type games. Nothing about them really speaks to me, because I didn't play them back in the day. I've played them since then in arcades, like when I've been to a couple of conventions and stuff, and they're fun fucking arcade games, like really well done. Like, Missile Command is awesome. Like, have you ever played Missile Command in the arcade?
Yeah, I've played it before. I've got nothing against these games. I just don't have like what I would have if it was like a Sega console, like affiliation with.
Totally. But like, Missile Command in the arcade was awesome, because you have like a fucking ball that you move. You aim using a big ball. Yeah,
again, but the people with the proper nostalgia for this, not discrediting, because there are people our age with it, are the people in their 40s, because like, this is the consoles for them. I mean, we're mid-30s at this point. Like, we were the product of the console wars. That's what we are. We are Sega Nintendo, the first cartridge-based systems that were mega across the world. So yeah, good, great. It's just not. It's not one for me. There is going to be people older than us that are all over this day one. It's not for me.
Yeah, it's also not for me. But I do appreciate that they're making it, and I like the design and everything.
Give me a Master System like this with 100 Master System games. It's not even a question.
I actually did buy a Mega Drive game today, Ali, which I'll show you on Tuesday.
Is it Sonic?
It's going to be Sonic. It's not.
It's either that or Alien 3 that you've been on about for ages. I
already bought that. So,
did you?
Yeah, I bought that a while ago. I have not played it because my TV was pilfered by my child, and I don't have a TV to plug my Mega Drive into.
Should buy a Sega Nomad.
I should buy a Sega Nomad for like what, £500 or whatever they cost.
Yep, bargain.
No, I will not buy that. But I did buy a Mega Drive game, and if you want to find out more about that, tune in on Tuesday. But yeah, the Atari games, no interest in them. I spoke about that one already. What the fuck? So, a McDonald's chicken nugget, which happened to be
Story of the week.
Like one of the Among Us guys, sold on eBay for $100,000.
So it's a chicken nugget that looks like a flipper dipper. If you don't know what flipper dippers are, they are children's. I should take that. I've got them in the freezer. Lexi loves them. Right, imagine a chicken nugget but the shape of a fish. So if I turn the flipper dippers that way, like, I should totally start selling, because do you know what, Andy? This is not the only chicken nugget being sold on eBay just now. They're not all going for this price, but there are some up at £75 already for bids.
Why would someone pay this much
What are they going to
money?
do with it?
Like, it's gonna go moldy unless you
No,
freeze it.
I don't know if you've
Chicken
ever. I don't know if you've ever seen a
Oh, I-
documentary about McDonald's food.
I did, and it lasts for months.
Years, Andy.
Ridiculous.
Years.
Yeah, ridiculous.
It shows how good it is for you. This is insane.
To be fair, your stomach acid can break it down, but like the normal air, if you just leave it sitting there,
Doesn't-
like, it's just gonna sit there.
The
and be
lettuce will
fine.
go moldy, but if you order
Yeah.
just a plain burger from McDonald's, bun and burger, and leave it sitting, it will stay in that form for years.
That's hilarious.
That's nuts. But if you buy a normal burger, it will be green by the end of the week.
Yep.
Nuts. But yeah, why has someone bought this? What are you going to do
Yeah.
with it? It's not even an official among. Imagine they ate it. Imagine they just got it, went excellent, and dipped it in tomato sauce and ate it. Do you know what? I would watch that YouTube video. I ate the £100,000 McNugget. That would get
Hey,
millions
that
of
is-
views.
Yeah, that's what this is. Some YouTubers bought this to eat it. That's all it is.
Do you know who it'll be? Mr. Beast. Oh, yum. And that's it. It's a 10-second video. I would laugh.
yeah.
That would get millions of views.
That would get millions of views. Fuck, I wish I had $100,000 now so that I could buy the Among Us McDonald's chicken.
Andy, fake the video, buy some flipper dippers tomorrow, you get 10 for £1, say, I ate the $100,000 McNugget. Film yourself going, people will watch that.
No, I'm not going to scam people, Ali. I'm not a scammer. I do not do that.
They'll watch it.
I know they would watch it, but I would feel bad in my heart for lying to the people that watched it and enjoyed that video. That's not what I'm going to do. Like the people that put out the video about the on fire Xbox Series X, where they said, "Oh, man,"
And they blew a
Series
vape pen in the top.
and it was it was clearly vapes, not it just blowing in the top, and then started filming. Like,
Because actual plastic smoke would be black, and that was like pure white and thick.
Yep. Okay, there's 3 games on Xbox which are free to play this weekend. These are all Warhammer games, Ali. You can play Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor, which was free on Gold before, so you don't need that. Warhammer Chaos Bane, and Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. Any interest in any of those ones?
No.
Yep. To be fair, I might try Mechanicus. It looks quite good. But I downloaded Inquisitor and never played it, even though it was free to me. And like, even though I like the 40k universe, I never bothered to play it. So. Yuji Naka has parted ways with Square Enix following the release of Balan Wonderworld.
I don't think it was Square's fault, buddy.
No, you made.
I know it's not. He's the creator of Sonic, Andy.
Yeah, I know, but like they gave him too much power here, and this is
the equivalent of a Kojima going wrong.
Yeah.
Like, do what you like, freedom. You made Sonic. It's a bit like them going, you made Metal Gear, do what you want. And he made Postman Simulator. Like they said to Yuji Naka, you made Sonic, go nuts.
Do not compare Death Stranding to Balan Wonderworld.
Yeah,
Death Stranding
why not?
is not an incredible game, but it's alright. Balan Wonderworld, trash fucking garbage of the lowest possible demeanor, honestly. Like, I follow an account on Twitter that's just called Games Better Than Balan, and every day they post a picture of a game that's better than Balan Wonderworld, and like some of the shite games that they've come up with that are still better than Balan Wonderworld, you're like, yep.
There was a Twitter
simulator and things like this, and yeah, they're all better.
The craziest Twitter I follow is, and it's called Is It Ted Danson's Birthday? And every day it's not his birthday, they say today's not Ted Danson's birthday. They've been doing it for 3 years. And once a year they say today is Ted Danson's birthday, and then they move on. And like, that's all they do. And they can't have been doing this long, and I scroll through every day. Today's not Ted Danson's birthday. Today's not Ted Danson. That's it.
I follow one that's called Probably Just a Case of the Mondays, and that one just posts a clip of Scarlet Witch saying probably just a case of the Mondays. Am I right? Every Monday. That's all they do. Nothing else.
I remember Office Space when it was like, you ever worked in a place where someone would say, feel like I've got a case on the Mondays? He goes, no. Fuck no, man. I feel you'd get your ass kicked if you said something like that.
I always see another one. I don't follow this one, but like I always see people retweeting it, and it's every Friday. Somebody there's an account that tweets a video of Daniel Craig saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend," and that's it. But like every Friday they post it. It's funny. But yeah, anyway, Yuji Naka gone from Square Enix. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. He should be, because his game was fucking terrible. Like, if that is his fault, because it was his vision, his creation. Like, if Sonic had panned, then that would have been his fault too. So yeah, he's gone. So the Pokemon company sold what the fuck? They sold a staggering number of Pokemon cards. 3.7 billion Pokemon cards they sold last year. 3.7, and that's the Pokemon company selling them. So that's new sales, not all the ones.
Not scalpers.
Shit, like not people buying from scalpers and things. Wow, that's an insane amount of cards. Surely, right? So you know how they have the rare cards. Surely they can't be that rare. If they sold 3.7 billion cards, surely there's got to be like 1 million Charizards out there.
I don't know how the cards work.
It's mental. Yeah, I do not understand how like these trading card things work, and I do not want to either. I will never ever get into these. Did you ever get into trading cards when you were younger? Like any kind?
Sticker albums, yes. Trading cards, no.
No, I did Pogs. Like I know you did
Pogs, yeah.
Pogs were fun because you could play games with them, and obviously you can play games
Magic
with Pokemon
and stuff.
Cards. Yeah, and I never got into Magic or like Pokemon cards.
Pokemon, I definitely bought a few, but then do you know what happened? It's a bit like why I don't understand Warhammer. It's like they released the Pokemon card game for the Game Boy, and I went, okay, that'll do. That's better. I can get them all and I can play the game. And it's like Warhammer, it's like, this is very expensive and you have to paint them yourself, but I can buy the game for $40. If I wanted to do it, I would just do that. I don't see the fun in it. It's fun for some people. I know I'm interested every time G posts about like he's like painting these new models and stuff, but see for me I'm like, yeah, I couldn't spend that money on that. I thought about it a few times and I'm like, but there's a game and I can play as all the models. I just do that.
I like for me I quite like building the models and like
it's a hobby.
I'm not good at painting them, and I'm not diligent at all at painting them. Like I'll paint a little bit and then go like, okay, I did my painting, that's fine. And then I'll come back to it like a month later.
It's like, I just don't think I'm a
he's hardcore into it. And he's a real good painter, actually. He's really good.
I just don't think I'm a hobbyist. Like, that even applies to, like, PCs. It's like, Fraser, like, oh, look what my new PC can do, and then I just plug in my PS5 and go, look, same.
Yeah, trading cards never got into it. I did have some Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I had some. I had the Burger King gold ones.
Yeah, I had that. Like I had a Pikachu one, like, and it came in. I had them all.
Yep. And it came in a case. They'd probably be worth money. I give them to my little cousins.
They would be worth money. I sold the gold card at one point. I think I got like 50 quid for it or something.
Yeah, I had them all.
Kept Pokeball because the Pokeball was an excellent ashtray. True.
No, I had the full collection, Andy, because you had to buy them from Burger King each week. They weren't like Happy Meals. It was like a $5. And I had Togepi, Pikachu, I had them all. I even had the Mew card from the movie when I went to see the first movie. Gave that away. Yeah. Didn't care. Because I came to a stage where I'm like, I'm too cool for Pokemon. I'm all about Meridown and fags. And I went, take all my shit to my cousins, and they probably went, oh, this is getting sold. So yeah, at one point when I became too cool, I gave away all my cool collectibles, except my Star Wars stuff. It remained in my loft, luckily. But like, yeah, all that sort of stuff. It was like, don't want this. Gave away my Tiger Electronic Sonic games that I would love to have back now. Yeah. Silly moves, but hey.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade PS5 download size. It's still massive.
Huge.
So, how big is it? It is.
Drum roll, please. Bear in mind, this is like a chunk of your PS5 gone because they still haven't unlocked that hard drive.
Yeah, that's true. By the time this comes out, they might have. I don't know.
They won't.
81.3 gigabytes without the day one patch. It's not clear if that includes the Yuffie expansion, which is called Intermission. This is very confusing. So the Yuffie expansion is called Intermission, and the game's called Integrate. No, don't do this.
This is like the guy from Square and the guy from Nintendo who named the Wii U were sitting down and they went, no one can name stuff worse than me. I named it the new Nintendo 3DS. I named it the Wii U. You can't beat me. And he went, hold my beer.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade Intermission. I'm like, oh my fucking god, no thank you. Don't call it that. Jesus, just call it Yuffie. Looks like there might be a Jurassic Park game reveal next week. That would be awesome. This has got to be a sequel to Evolution, isn't it?
Yep, I agree. And I am there. Or we get the game that I've wanted for years. Dino Crisis Jurassic Park license.
Jurassic Crisis.
That's the one. So I've always fantasized that Capcom partner up with Jurassic Park and make Dino Crisis like a reboot, basically. But basically what you're getting is Resident Evil with dinosaurs with the Jurassic Park license.
I actually think that with today's tech that would work amazingly well. Because you could imagine like having like a T-Rex hunting you, like Mr. X style type
The
thing.
raptors in the kitchen.
Yeah, like shit like that.
And all
That
you
would
hear
be
is
awesome.
tick, 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 tick with the claws and you have to go, fuck.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And like when you come across a T-Rex, you just have to stand completely still, do not move.
Yes, exactly. Dilophosaurus as well.
You remember they did that in Until Dawn, where it's like don't move, and you had to like hold your controller steady.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome.
And if you sat it down, it vibrated, and it's like,
Yep.
something like that would be cool. So like either one of those two things, I think, awesome. Like a new Jurassic World game, cool. I'd be down for that.
Evolution 2.
The game that we just created right there on the spot, that's probably cooler.
Hire us.
A survival horror Jurassic Park game.
Hire us.
Yes. CD Projekt Red's stolen source code, their console SDKs, that's the development kits, and their internal development videos are reportedly being shared online.
I think they get told to pay up, and they didn't pay up,
Yeah.
so they went, okay, here's all your shit going online. Hackers don't mess about these days, and if you know you've been hacked and they've got your stuff, if you don't want it out there, you're going to have to negotiate with internet terrorists because they're going to do it. But then again, you could pay them and they could just go, lol, there it is anyway.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So, like,
This was lose-lose.
Yeah. So, like, it's not like it's really going to lose them too many sales unless there's something really controversial in there, which there probably isn't. It's probably just like their own internal workings for the game. Like, they'll be bummed to like have it leaked out there, but do you know what? So be it.
Maybe somebody will put it. Maybe somebody will take all this and work on a next gen patch before they do. They'll fix the game. Because did this not happen with GTA? Somebody got the source files and found out why it took so long to load online, and they brought it out as a mod, and Rockstar found out about it and actually paid the guy and went, do you know what, you're right, it's a line of code that we overlooked, so here's some money, we're going to pay you even though we don't need to. And they're using his mod now in the next gen GTA to make it load quicker.
Yeah, that's good. So maybe it could be good for the overallness of Cyberpunk. Maybe
they'll fix it before next fucking nuts, like summer next year, basically. Like, come on.
Yeah, people will go through that though, and like I'm sure there'll be bits and pieces of news will come out of this over the next couple of weeks. I'm sure we'll speak more about this.
They'll pick it apart and they'll find like unused things, like
yeah. And the thing is, like, if CD Projekt Red's got something in it that's bad, like or it paints them in a bad light, they will be very happy that it's released right now because they're about to be the E3 dump. So whatever comes out, like,
it'll get washed away.
Something tomorrow, and people go, "Holy shit, that's awful!" And then like the next day, like the Switch Pro will get revealed, and then it's just
which is a bit convenient timing. So do you reckon they've got it anyway? Let's just leak it. It'll get washed away at E3.
Yeah, I mean they may have leaked it themselves. The hackers are obviously
just to do it
anyway.
Yeah, just to do exactly what you said.
Yeah, that's them maybe taking the power back, and they just went, "You know what? Let's just look at ourselves. Like, no problem."
Yeah,
and even if they they could have even like selectively leaked it, right? So like they leaked almost everything apart from like one or two tiny things that they're like, we really don't want this. So like if we leak all the rest,
people will ignore the other two bits.
That it's not there, because they would know it's, and then if the hackers then go and release it, they're like, oh well, it's already out.
It's already out. Yeah, this could have been a preemptive.
That would be very smart. I don't know if that's what they did, but that would have been very a smart thing to do. And then the final bit of news is the Playdate handheld system. It's actually now going to cost more money, but it is going to come with twice the amount of games loaded onto it. So this is the game. This is the handheld
and double the storage. Double the storage. Do you know what? This isn't something I want to buy, but it's something I want to play.
Yeah.
Like if we were actually at E3 this year, which can't happen, we're going to be there, but like virtually, this could have been something that was on the show floor.
Yeah, I think that actually would be on the show floor 100%. So this is being they're doing like a video update on it on Tuesday at 5 p.m. UK time coming up on their YouTube channel. So
we can talk about it on Tuesday.
On Tuesday's show we'll maybe talk about it then, because it's going to be E3 centric things happening anyway. So
Pre-3.
All them.
I really love this amiibo. I really love it.
This thing's being made by the people that made Untitled Goose Game, or the people that published Untitled Goose Game. Sorry, very strange. It's now going to be $179 at launch, but instead of coming with 12 games as the original plan, it's going to come with 24 games. And the internal storage has been bumped from 2 gig to 4 gig, like you said.
So the story with this is interesting as well. So it's like you buy seasons. So you buy like season 1, you get like a bunch of games for so long. You buy season 2, and then you get all those games. And it's interesting, but is it something I'm going to sit and play for hours? Probably not. It's going to be a novelty. You show off to your friends, and then it's like, nah, I'll play a minute of it while I'm doing my business at the toilet. You know.
Or well, I wouldn't take it to the toilet. Like I'll play it while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil.
So you're just going to keep it next to your kettle?
I'll keep it next to the kettle. Anytime when I make a pot noodle, I will play the Playdate with its little crank.
Looks like a Pocket Pikachu that I used to have, the like pedometer with the wee yellow Game Boy design.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a yellow Game Boy. I personally wouldn't buy this, but I'm the same as you. I would be really interested to play it to see how it feels when you're playing it. But like, how does that crank affect the gameplay? Like, that could be interesting. But I'm not going to buy it.
I mean, I've got my handheld and my Switch. And if I want to play games now, it's going to be on my phone, like be a remote play usually, or game streaming on clouds. So I don't have room for another handheld. Like really, I don't. If I'm at home, it's my Switch. If I'm at work, I'll go on my lunch break and play cloud streaming. Usually, that's what I do.
I agree, unless Sony makes another handheld, in which case I would buy that.
Yeah, I would too. I'm not going to lie. PSP is one of my favourites, if not my favourite handheld of all time. Game Boy's close, but yeah. Switch doesn't really count because it's a hybrid. It's a console. Yeah. It's not a handheld. Yeah. And I know it's handheld console, but I've always distinguished it as you get handhelds and you get consoles.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that is all the news for
the news for P.
Right now. There will probably be more news tomorrow or on Tuesday or on Monday. On the Switch Pro will probably get announced in about 20 minutes.
It could. Well, like our E3 Ps3 #Ps3 is going to start on Monday anyway. Now that we've got our press passes technically, so.
Sure, we have already started Ps3.
We have, but E3 starts for us on Monday because we get our behind the scenes stuff starting on Monday the 7th, because it runs from Monday the 7th to the 11th, and then the show kicks off officially on the 12th. I can't wait. Andy can't wait. I hope you can't wait. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you've watched all throughout the week. But if you haven't, Andy, what is it that we do? Where can they find us doing it? And what can they find us doing?
Yeah, so you can find us right here on youtube.com/42level1 every weekday at 9 p.m. UK time. On a Monday, you'll find me still sucking at Bloodborne. On a Tuesday, and I will still be sucking at Bloodborne on Monday this week. I don't think there'll be anything that comes up that's like, oh my god, we have to tackle this. Next week may be different, so... Like,
can we say we're an official media partner of E3?
Yeah. In fact, the E3 stuff starts on Monday coming, doesn't it?
For us.
Maybe we will. Yeah, maybe we will have something to talk about. We will... It'll either be Andy still sucks at Bloodborne, or it'll be something about Pre-3.
This will depend on NDAs. because we might be able to see stuff we can't talk about. Like, we might get a heads up and it'll be like, you can't write about this to the weekend till it gets revealed to the public, just so that you can get your articles ready. Or if there's something cool, I'm all for me and you making a video, but you guys might not be able to see it till the following week.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And then, but either way, like if that doesn't happen, then it'll be me playing Bloodborne. On a Tuesday, you've got the 42 Level 1 podcast, which will be E3 centric this week, I'm sure. On a Wednesday, you have Gears of Wednesday, which may take a back seat this week again, because, well, not again, because it was on last week.
Yeah.
But it may take a back seat for E3 content. Again, we'll need to bear that in mind, depending on what we find out, what we can't talk about. On a Thursday, we've got about Thursdays, which I'm absolutely sure will be Ps3 this week. There'll be no games from Ali, it'll be all talking about games. And then on a Friday, it's the 42 News, which will be entirely E3 lead up to news, I would imagine.
Oh, that's the kickoff show.
Yeah, the kickoff. The bat off. What is it called in baseball?
First pitch.
First pitch. First pitch. You've got the tip off from the basketball. What's it called? The ice off? Face off?
No. Puck. Well,
puck
you
off.
could say it's not puck off. It's the puck drop. But it is the face off, yeah, but it's the puck drop. That's what I call it. Like, you say puck drops at 9, that's what you say. It's not like, well, you could say face off. Like, I think the official thing's face off, but a lot of hockey fans say the puck drops at 9 because the ref drops the puck.
No, puck off, Alan.
No, you puck off. Anyway, all of you puck off. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the week of 42. Again, we are now, is it media partners? Can we say that? We are E3 media partners?
We are going T3 as press.
We're going T3 as press, yeah. What's a media partner for E3?
I think that means that E3 is sponsoring your content, which E3 are not sponsoring any of
No,
our
they're
content.
not. We just love it. We're so hype. We also love the Game Awards. Jeff, if you're listening, Jeffy boy, let us in this year. But yes, thank you very much. If you could like, subscribe, share, it's free. Just do it. Write a comment if you fancy. Say hi. Don't say hi, say whatever you like. Say you don't like Andy, I'll be like, Andy, don't do that stuff anymore, and that'll be that sorted for you.
Say you don't like Ali. Tell him you want to give him a hug. He'll hate you for that.
Depends. My kids say it. It's very different. My kids get special exceptions. But anyway, yes, thank you very much. We will see you all on Monday, and have